Hey there, Kaiser community, and welcome to 3 Question Thursday. I have Steve Gerhard with me today. He's an office commercial real estate expert. I know, coming from a different industry than commercial real estate, it can be a little bit confusing to talk the lingo, the terminology, and so today we want to go over a little bit of what's what. So Steve, can you please define what an SNDA agreement is?
Sure. An SNDA agreement is a three-part agreement that's signed by the landlord and the tenant, separate from the actual lease agreement. It's three parts in that the first part is a subordination section, and subordination being that when a property is in foreclosure and the lender is selling the property to a new buyer, the lease becomes subordinate to the title of the property. Second, being the non-disturbance portion of the agreement. The non-disturbance portion simply means that the lease agreement will remain in full force and effect as signed by the previous landlord and the tenant. And then the attornment portion of the agreement is a section of the agreement that just indicates that the tenant is agreeing to recognize the new buyer, their new lender, as the new lender, as their new landlord, I should say, in moving forward.
Okay, and so how important is that for a tenant to have?
It's critically important in any market, especially in markets that are more difficult than the market we have today. Mainly because absent that agreement, if a property goes into foreclosure and you have a new lender or the lender selling the property to a new buyer, that buyer, without having that SNDA agreement in place, could potentially cancel the lease document since the protections of the SNDA agreement aren't in place.
Yeah, so you'd be essentially leaving your business homeless.
That's true.
Okay, so taking a more positive turn, so what is the most important factor when establishing the initial value of a building?
One of the most important factors is being able to establish the cap rate of the particular property that you're looking at selling. And the cap rate is established essentially by three different factors, one of them being the demand of the property in the market, two being the interest rate, and three being the potential risk of the type of property that you're selling. That cap rate is then a percentage number that's divided into the net operating income of the property to establish the price of the property that you're going to put the property on the market for.
That's really helpful. Thanks again for joining us this week on 3 Question Thursday. See you next time.